Welcome. We are going to attempt to repair this Nintendo Switch Lite, and really all it needs is a new screen. I don't know if you can see the cracks at the bottom here. Right around here is where the fracture is. So we're gonna replace that and see how we do. For this repair, I am using a iFixit.com guide, and we will see what we can do. Alright, so now we're going to flip this over. We're going to take out the four screws in the back. We're going to go ahead and do that. Pretty sure I got the right one here. Check what I got here. Alright. Well, first lesson, when you're unscrewing screws, make sure you have the right attachment on your screwdriver. That would help. It usually helps. Alright, we got those out. On to the next step. Alright, next step, we are going to remove these two, right here and right here, as well as these two on the bottom, right here and right here. Go ahead and do that. Just like that. And like that. And we got these right here. All right, that's step 2. Now, on to step 3. All right, step 3 is the fun part, where you get to actually remove the plate. I have an official iFixit opening tool, so we're gonna mess around with that and see how well we do with that. So I'm gonna stick that right in there. And just kind of, oh, look at that, just pop right open. This particular one already has damage in that corner right here, so that's probably why it popped open. But the rest of it will be, I'll use the right side here. Alright, well, it took some finagling, but I finally got it free. So, I take all the separate all the clips. You just take the back panel off. Ta-da! And this is what we got. Let's see if I can move this so you can see. This is what we got underneath. Now, to get that off, you got to take off the plate here. So we're going to take that off. And let's see what we got to do next. So, we'll use our screwdriver. We're going to remove 3 screws right here, here, and up here. And then there's one here that also needs removed. So, let's get started. Oh yes, it did. I removed the wrong screw. Alright. Hey, rookie mistake. Alright. Now let's try to remove this. So I'm going to put it right under here, just under the plate. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it popped right off. Look at that. There's the old thermal paste right here. And right there. Alright. So now this is what we got under the plate. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to remove, or not remove, but disconnect the battery. The battery looks like it's going to be this connection right here. So we're going to stick this up. Like that. And then, sorry. Use our tweezers and just kind of gently disconnect that. Okay. Now we got the battery disconnected. And we're on to the next step. Remove the battery. Oh, right there. So we're going to take the battery out. And straight up. So we're going to kind of put this in. Let me double check what this says. All right, that's what it says. So we're gonna use this. Just kind of pry this connection right up. There we go. Perfect. So now the battery is disconnected. Right, next, it wants me to push this foam up a little bit. So, I peeled that back a little bit. Not quite sure what the purpose of it is, but if somebody who's more electronically inclined than I am, could let me know. That would be great. But next, we're going to remove these 3 screws right here. And now I think we take this, we gotta lift this thing up and out. Alright, next, we're gonna try to lift this up and out of here. So let's see if we can do that. There we go. That popped up. And then we just kind of lift this thing out, up and out. Now I see why they wanted me to try to pry that foam off of here. That makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna try to loosen this foam up a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Right, next, I'm sorry if this isn't centered the whole through the whole video because this is the best I can do right now. But next, we're going to remove the game card reader, which is this right here. And we're just going to do the same as we did with the battery. We're just going to put this in and just kind of lift up the connection there. I think I got it. And then that's it. On to the next step. Yeah, I had it before. I had it right. Just trying not to damage these ribbons, that's all. Alright, next we have to remove all the screws that's holding this assembly together. There are seven screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, here we go. By the way, I appreciate your patience as I learn how to do this. I kind of think of it as a let's learn how to do this together type of thing. If you're new at this as well, welcome. Let's learn this together. If you're a bit of a pro at this, let me know what I'm doing wrong. Just, all I ask is you be nice about it. Because the world needs a lot more kindness. Constructive criticism, I suppose is what we'll call it. Alright, so we got the 7 screws out. Now I believe we get to pry this piece out. We're just gonna kind of lift this up. And to the left. There. So took that out. I'm going to set this aside over here. That looks like a good place. And then you get to take the buttons out. We're going to work on these ones here. So I'm going to use the iFixit Phillips head 000. Pull this up and out. Just like that. Alright. Alright. Next. Just adjust you a little bit here. Next, we're gonna remove the antenna cables. Alright. So I got my spudger here. We're gonna use, not this end, but the pointy end. We're gonna kind of make our way in here and just kind of pop it up. And then the same for the white cable. There's a black cable and a white cable. We're gonna do this for both of them. Just gonna pry them straight up and out of the board. Next, we're going to, remove the fan cable, or disconnect the fan, I should say, which is this tiny little right here. There we go. And then we're going to use a pair of tweezers and remove that. Alright, so now we're going to use a pair of tweezers. We're going to remove this little cable right here. Almost got it. There we go. Okay, so we got that disconnected. Next, we're going to disconnect the screen, which is this guy right here. So we're going to do that. Just kind of... There we go. Got that up. You can use your fingernail too if you want, but I like using the little blue tool. So we're gonna use a pair of tweezers. We're just gonna carefully pull that right out. All right. Next, we're going to disconnect the digitizer. Which is this one right here. Ooh. Carefully pull this out. Okay. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to remove the right joystick, or disconnect it, I should say. So we're going to do that by sticking this in here. We're just going to lift that up. Okay. So we got that. And again, I know the lighting in here isn't the best, so I'm trying my best to work with what I got. So just bear with me. And maybe someday we'll have better lighting. So now what we're going to do, we're going to pull this ribbon out. There we go. Next, we're going to remove the motherboard assembly. Ooh, that's exciting. So there's 6 screws. 2 here, 1 there, there's 1 here, and 1 here, and there's 1 here. So, get them screws out. And it's time for the next step, which is removing the motherboard. Alright. So we're going to use this. Focus. Spudger. And we're going to just put it in there. And we're just going to kind of gonna lift this right up. This comes with it. There we go. So just want to make sure I keep this together. All right, so we got the motherboard out. Oh, that's exciting. Next, we're going to remove the joystick. So we're going to take some screws out of there. I'm not sure where this came from. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to remove some screws here, and we're going to probably ultimately remove this assembly here right in the middle of the console. So we're going to take this one, this screw, and this screw out. Next, we're going to and then we're going to remove this guy right here. There we go. And then we're going to just pop this up. There we go. So we got that out. Another space to put things. All right. So this is what we got now. Now we get to remove this. But first, we're going to take out the rest of the buttons, which I think I figured out where this goes. It goes right up here. But before we do that, we're just going to pop them all out. Just like that. There. So we got the button removed. And now we get to remove the screen. All right, so I got that out of there. I used the hair dryer to warm up the glue a little bit, very carefully, and I removed it. Here's the old screen. Now I think it's time to put the new screen in. Alright, so I'm going to work on getting this cleaned up, getting it prepared for the new adhesive and the new screen. And I'm going to do that. We'll get it ready, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so got the outer shell cleaned up as best as I could. Got most of the old adhesive off. There we go. So now it's time to put the new screen on. And to do that, we got to put new adhesive on the new screen. So I have special .2mm tape. that we're going to use to put the new adhesive on, to act as the adhesive, I should say. So we're going to get ready for that. Alright, so now we're going to put the new adhesive on, and we're going to kind of roughly measure how much tape we need on each side. We'll go ahead and do that. You're going to make sure that you put the tape underneath the ribbon cable. Very important. Try to do that. It's not cooperating with me right now. There we go. All right, I'm gonna try to work on this off camera, and then I'll be back when I get all the adhesive on there. All right, so I got the adhesive on there. So now I'm just gonna peel the back part off, and we can apply it to the frame of the front plate. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the screen in place right here. Just like that. And then obviously the ribbons have to go behind the plate, so I'm gonna work on that off screen. Alright, so I got the screen in place. So I'm just gonna make sure we press it, press it down. Make sure the adhesive bonds with the shell plate. So just making sure that we do that, and then let it sit for a minute and move on to the next step. Alright, so we got the screen back on the plate. So now we're going to put the system back together. So we're going to start by putting the buttons back in place. Oh, this is trickier than I thought it was going to be. Whoops. All right. All right. So I'm going to work on this off camera, and I will be right back. All right. So we put a screw in here. And then we're going to put a screw right there. Nice and snug. Next, it's time to put the daughter board back in. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. Right about there. Yeah, right there is good. We gotta get the ribbons from behind there, so I'm going to take that back out and retrieve the ribbons, and then get them for reattachment. All right, so I fished the ribbons through the slots. Now I think we're gonna put some screws in before we reattach anything. So let me go and do that. Okay, now we're gonna put the 6mm screws back in. I'm gonna put the 4.5mm back in. All right, so now the daughter board's back into place. Next, we're going to put the Z buttons back in. We're going to start with the LZ button, or bumpers, however you prefer to say it. This is going to go right about there. Look at that. Now we get to reattach the joystick ribbon cable. So that's going to happen by doing this. And just slide it right back in there. This is the tricky part of reassembly. Things don't always want to cooperate, but I think we got it in there. So now we're just gonna lock that in. It looks pretty nice. Next, we are going to put the volume buttons back on. That's kind of important. So that is going to slide right into there. And it's going to come right through there. It's going to go, you're going to kind of feed it right through there. And it's going to come out to right here. And then we're going to attach those two ribbons back in to the board. There we go. And this one, we're going to feed it right into this one. There we go, just like that. Beautiful. And then we're gonna lock them into place. All right. And then on to the next step. Next step is to attach this ribbon. Right into here. Just be careful because these ribbons are delicate. Like that into place, and now that one's attached. Now we're going to attach the speaker module back in. That will go right about here. There's this little lip or whatever this is, this arm, that's going to go underneath this ribbon we just attached. And then we're going to put this right, should, there we go, fall right into place right there. Perfect. We got to put a screw in, and then we got to attach it to this little doohickey here. Alright, so I'm going to take my screwdriver. I'm going to take this 45mm screw, or 4.5mm I should say. I'll put it right here. Screw back into place. Okay, looks good to me. And then we're going to attach this little, attach this right back, plug this right back in. Me and my fat fingers. Alright. Just take this. Just kind of... There we go. I'm going to push it right back into place. It just snapped right in. So I think that should be good. Next, we're going to put the other joystick back in. And let me just see how it's supposed to go. Okay, just like this. There we go. Just gotta line the things up here. There we go. And then we gotta put the screws back in. We put the screws back in right there. And I'm sorry if you didn't see that, because I was watching what I was doing instead of what the camera could see. One of them technical things I gotta figure out. Just gotta adjust this a little bit because it moved right when I was putting the screw in. There we go. All right. Now for the next one. All right, now that one seems pretty secure. All right. Next step. All right, the next step is to put the motherboard back in. So we're going to do that. Carefully by putting this right in here. Okay. There's a few ribbons that I got to get unstuck from under there. And then there we go. Alright, I think I got everything that I need sticking and poking through here. Alright, now I'm going to reattach these ribbons, probably put the screws in first, and then go from there. Alright, now we get to replace these screws. I don't need two of you. So one will go back right here. So that goes in there. And then the next two will go right there where the charging port is. Alright. So the next screws will go right in here where the charging port is. Alright. Now that's secure. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reattach the right joystick, joystick. Not sure if it's different because this is the Switch Lite. The regular Switch are Joy-Cons. The Switch Lite is attached. Okay, I think that's in there. Just gonna give it one more tug. Okay, that's in there. We're going to lock it in. And then we're going to attach the digitizer. This is exciting. This one right here, this new one. I'm going to try to bend it over. So that it can get into where it's supposed to go. All right, so it took me a while to fight that new ribbon to put it in there, but I got it in there. So now, on to the next step. Next step is to reattach the new screen ribbon. All right, a lot easier than the other one was, but I got it in there. This is for the screen. This is the digitizer. The digitizer gave me a hard time. This one just needs a little push, that's all. All right, next step. Okay, next step is to reattach the fan cable. I'll go ahead and do that. Now, this is the original fan cable, so hopefully it should give me a lot less resistance. There we go. All right, so I got that in there. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Got that in there. Got it locked down. So that's good to go. Next, we get to reattach these antenna cables. All right. I think all you gotta do is push it in. I'm gonna do this off camera because I'm having a hard time. All right, so I got the antenna cables attached and plugged in. Took me a while to get them in there for some reason, but they're in there. So put the white and the black. So now we're on to the next step, which is to I believe it's to reattach the this button up here. Go ahead. I'm just gonna put this right up here. Make sure it's nice. There we go. Nice and oh, all right. There we go. So that goes right in there. Right in there. And I gotta put the screws in to secure it. Alright, well, silly me has to backtrack a little bit because I forgot to put the screws in the motherboard. That would be useful now, wouldn't it? Alright, so we're gonna put the three three 4.5 millimeter screws back in. Alright, so I realized a mistake that I did. I put the wrong screws here and here. Those three screws, here and here. Those three screws were actually supposed to go over here. Alright. And then the smaller screws, the 3.5, those are what's supposed to go there. So, again, rookie mistake. Don't do what I do. Just observe, and we're gonna learn this together. Or, if you know what you're doing, just give me some constructive criticism. Alright, just all I ask, don't be too harsh. I am new at this, and I just kind of I want to succeed in doing this type of thing. I've always had an interest in it, just never had the opportunity to get things going until now. So I appreciate your patience. All right, so now we put this guy here, just like that. We get to put a screw here. Okay, so that's secure. All right, next we are going to put the game cartridge reader back in to place. And it goes in like so. Something like that. It's not quite in there great, but I will secure it a little better. I'm going to put this ribbon back in here, and then we're going to screw down. This is the one with the 7 screws that we did. So I'm going to get that ribbon back in there, and then we will put the screws in. Alright, so I got the ribbon in there. Just secured it. Then this just kind of snaps into place in this little pocket here. And it's all into place. We just got to put the 7 screws back in. All right, so there we go. We got our 7 screws back in, and now we're going to go on to the next step. Now we got to put the heat sink in, and put that right there. And with the new thermal paste stick, I'm going to screw it in. So, got that in place, got the screws in, got this up here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to reattach the battery. Alright, so that's this down here, this connection. So we're going to reattach that. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so I reattached the battery with the ribbon and these cables are attached now, so the battery's connected. Now, I do believe we put on the faceplate. Yes. So now we're going to put the faceplate on. Or the back plate, whatever you want to call it. The shield plate. My apologies. So this is going to go on just like this. That everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be. Looks like it to me. Alright, I think it's good. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. No. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put the 4 screws back in. There's one 4.5 millimeter screw. That guy is right here. And he goes right in here. And the rest of the screws are 3.1 millimeters that go here. Here. And right here at the bottom. Right here at the bottom goes. So we're going to put that right in here. Screw that in. There. Now all we got to do is put the back plate on. So all we're going to do now is put the back plate on, just like so, and it should all just snap into place. We're going to put the headphone jack right in the hole here. Like that, but then the rest of it should pretty much easily snap right into place. I say that and then I struggle with it. Gonna make sure every point is snapped back into place, and then we're gonna screw the outer screws in, and then we'll plug it in, charge it up, and give it a test. Two on the bottom.